everyone. I was just doing a jig to the intro music because I really like it. Welcome to Wild Moments powered by Explore.org. It's me, Trishala, and we have none other than Ali joining us. Hi, Ali.
Hello, at long last. I've missed you, Trish.
I know I missed you so much too. I did.
We haven't done one of these
really
in a long time together.
I know I've been missing you, but I do believe you have been holding down the fort a couple times while I was away.
I try to make you proud, Trish. I try really hard.
Thank you. You always make me proud. Anyway, that was just our soul sister moment we had to have live with all of you. Speaking of live, we are live and interactive as usual, so you can send through questions and comments, whatever you're drinking or doing. Ali, what do you have in your cup today?
Just water. It's very hot today, so can't do the coffee. You know, this winter has been a very strange thing, but I'm sure, as always, we'll get to the weather a little bit later on in the show.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting with this.
Oh, wow. No, yeah, very different weather up here where we are. So Trishala and I are both in South Africa, but opposite ends. Although, are you in Madik or are you in Cape Town?
No, I'm in Cape Town now.
Okay, so really opposite ends of the country. And while she's very cold, we've been really hot, although we froze a couple of days ago. So that's all I have.
Lovely. I can't wait for spring. I had the last few days in Cape Town were just magnificent. And I was doing a spring dance and I was told to just wait. And today I was put in my place. It is cold, it is rainy, I have a fire going downstairs and I'm sitting with a hot water bottle. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hear what some of you have. It's Jasmine57. Jasmine, you say hi, Trishala and Ali. Kathy AS. Oh, that's just a time. Rolling Trouble. You say hi, Trish and Ali from Washington. Coffee and water. Very nice, Rolling Trouble. Zygote, you say hi, Trishala and Ali. Dia NC, you say good morning from Seattle. You're ready with your coffee. Kauru, you say hi, Trishala and Ali. Kauru, you know, we never hear what you're having while you're watching these shows. I like to know how you're enjoying it. Miss Up, you say hello, friends. You're ready for your favorite show. You're sitting by the fan with your bottle of cool water in hand. Hope that we are all well. Thank you very much. Okay, 3 more and then we'll head into our first clip. Also, if this is the first you're joining us for Wild Moments, this is just an opportunity where we go through some of the best clips. Sometimes we have a theme this week. We just have some and then we discuss them and you get to answer or ask whatever you like and we answer. Andy, you say good afternoon, and Ali, aka the GOAT, as in greatest of all time. Not the mountain variety. Yes, Ali is the GOAT. Yes, Wild Moments time with Trish. And got your cup of Java, yay, and you're ready to laugh and learn. I love that. Rolling Trouble, you say you also dance to the music. I know, it's so like dun, 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 like Indiana Jonesy. Anyway, enough of that. I'm just excited to see Ali. Head on and have a look at our first clip. It's a very cool one. It's a baboon checking out the camera adult on you. Oh, nice and close.
I wonder if it can see its reflection, if it's trying to, you know, I see a baboon in there. Trying to figure out why the baboon is unreachable.
I also think reflection, because there's nothing else that would attract it to the camera.
Oh wow, busy day at Old Vanya. Look at all the things behind the baboon. Alrighty. Nope.
Wow, look at those eyes.
It is funny how they interact. It's actually making me a little bit dizzy. I think I might have to close my eyes and you can tell me when the clip is over.
I think it's making the zoomy dizzy as well, because the zoomer is like, let's move away. But that was very cool, and I think that I agree with you, Ali, especially towards the end when it was getting particularly dizzy-inducing. it kept moving from side to side, as if it could see something else moving,
Yeah,
i.e.
and I'm sure you could see sort of its own reflection in the camera, because in those lenses, you always see, like, if you really look at the lens, you'll be able to see something or yourself. So I'm pretty sure the baboon was, looking at it, like, what's going on? And as the camera turned on, I was like, no, I'm not done. Come back, because
Yeah.
they're that way. They can recognize themselves. I don't know if this one would have recognized itself through the lens, but was definitely curious. And I always laugh how we like to pretend that animals don't realize that we're watching, or that we're there, or that they
Yeah.
are different objects that are just casually there. There's always one that'll be like, you don't belong here.
Yeah. Who are you? I see you. What are you? Now, Ali, I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot because I know it is a difficult one, but we've been having a discussion recently about the baboons on the camera. So at El Doño, we see yellow baboons and we see olive baboons.
Okay.
Do you have some sort of tricks? Now, so as far as I know, the yellow baboons are smaller than the olive baboons. Um, and then the olive baboons have a mane niche thing, and a bit of a wide, well, they're quite big. But the yellow baboons seem to have a flatter face. But I mean, when I'm watching on the cams, it can be really difficult. Do you have any advice?
I would imagine not really. Have you checked distribution? Because if you see it, do they overlap at Old Doño?
Yeah, they overlap at El Doño.
Well,
I think
it does not.
it's one of those things
Um,
that you have to spend time watching and being able to actually see the differences as opposed to reading about them.
Look, I'm more inclined to say, but I don't have a scientific way of saying this other than personal observation, that I'm inclined to believe that these are yellow baboons just from a size perspective, because olive baboons tend to be that much fluffier, which also changes depending on the time of the year, but I just find them to be bigger and fluffier, whereas I find yellow baboons to be slightly more similar to the Chacma baboons in terms of the size and their coat. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's the only thing. I could be very mistaken, but just those olive baboons are very
it's a,
fluffy. They look like toys,
they are
and they are
they and
huge.
they yeah, and noticeable, especially for males around the head area.
Mm.
But yeah, like I said, we've been having these discussions. It's one of those things you just got to keep on watching the cams and then making your observations. A few more hellos. Amberco, you say happy Thursday to all. Thank you to Trish and Ali for being here. You're having cold water and a muffin today. Oh, what variety of muffin is that? Blueberry, perhaps chocolate? I recently had a pineapple muffin. It was very good. Yes.
Was it? That does not sound great.
I know, but it was on a Kenya Airways flight and it was nice. Anyway, besides the point. Zygo, you say you're just relaxing watching the show. You got home not long ago from work. So this art is very nice for you to unwind. Thanks. Bob from Kalamazoo. Bob, you say good day, ladies. Diet Coke as usual. We knew it. We knew it already, Bob. Jasmine57, you say you have water. Very nice too. Zygote, you say baboonus humanus. I feel like that's what the baboon. That's when you say it's thinking, I see you. Exactly. That was a very cool clip. All right, let's move on to the next one. Also at Old Danyo, it's a bit of a mystery what is going on with this Eland, but we will try to figure it out.
Okay, so mystery. So clearly we're looking at the mystery between the legs of the one on the left.
Yeah. So the debate is whether she could possibly be giving birth or if something else is going on.
Okay, can't say that
I'm
I've
not.
seen many eland give birth, but I am disinclined to think that this animal is giving birth.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. I've not
It
seen
looks,
any signs.
yeah, I mean, generally you would see the hooves, and if they would be
Yeah.
quite pointy and shiny, and it doesn't seem that there is that here. Also, if you look at the profile, I don't know, it doesn't look pregnant enough or
Yeah, it
pregnant
looks
at all.
very. Yeah, it looks very average, if not on the lighter side.
I also don't know if it would be like a prolapse or maybe,
Mm.
just general, could just be a general infection maybe, or some sort of abscess in a very inconvenient place. What do you think, Trish?
I would say, yeah, it's some kind of medical condition, maybe a prolapse. Um, but it looks more like swelling, like just a whole lot of swelling, which would then tell me maybe it's an infection. But I definitely think we can rule out pregnancy or giving birth.
I mean, if you look at it from this angle, it also seems like it's not in the greatest condition. It seems like sorry, what do you call it? The pelvic bones are sticking out quite a bit.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. She also looks like she might be walking a little bit awkwardly, um,
Yeah,
like
a
in
little bit
pain kind of
penguin
walk.
like.
Mm.
Yeah, when you walk a little bit, sort of like swaying side to side to try and avoid what is, when you rub your two legs
Chafing.
together.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But also, do you remember that there was another time? I can't remember when exactly it was. We were doing a Wild Moments show, and it was an eland that was giving birth. Sure, it was
I
with you,
was not
Ali.
part of that. No,
No, and it was
I'm sorry.
very obvious. Damn it! You were meant to
Sorry.
confirm my bias.
Sorry, I was put on this planet to test you, Trish.
But it was very obvious. We saw, like you said, it's always the hooves because the calf is kind of bent over, and the hooves are the first thing that's popping out, like it's yeah,
Yeah, like
like a
like a
sandwich.
pancake, and then they come out and
Exactly. Yeah, head and hooves. And those hooves, it's very obvious, and I didn't see this. This looked all fleshy, swollen-y.
yeah, and it looks like it's part of the animal instead of something else that's protruding from the inside type of thing. And she
I
was
like
also
that.
looking,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's no internal protrusion. Thank you, Trish. I'm glad you like my big word. This looks like swelling.
I liked when you said it looked the animal, as
It
in,
looked
it
what?
was its own body as opposed to something coming out. I liked that. It looked of the animal. Timber Grace, you say good morning from sunny Minnesota. Kennedy Ann, you say hello everyone. Hi Ali, hi Shala. Zygote, you're commenting, I suppose, again on the baboons, and you say beautiful eyes. They were beautiful eyes. Uh, April Owl, you say good morning. Here with your raspberry iced tea, enjoying the show. Then somebody said gross. I think that's probably Kirsten who just wrote gross.
She referred to the pineapple muffin, Trish.
Oh, perfect.
Glad I could help you on that one.
Thank you. I thought you were talking about the poo animal, Kirsten. Kennedy, and you say, isn't it too early for calves? They don't have a specific period. A lot of larger antelopes can give birth throughout the resource availability. So it's not impossible that Neil would be born now, although they prefer to give birth around so rainy season. But it's not impossible for there to be a pregnancy somewhere in Africa. Zai, you say you hear the clickety the legs. Very, very cool. And then Rolling Trouble, you say does not look to go. I agree with you, Rolling Trouble, and so does Danny. Not look pretty. Okay, on to the next clip. This one blew my mind. A croc came by to visit. Oh my goodness. So it was during the Africam show on Tuesday that we actually saw the lions on this kill. We didn't actually see them taking it down, but we saw the lions on this kill. And somebody had actually asked me, what should we expect this evening? And I said, scavengers to come along and, spotted hyenas, maybe some females would come along. Maybe there's a pride in the area.
I must say though, because this is down in Shalati, close to the Sabi River, and I've seen it there a couple of times because I used to work in the southern part of the Sabi Sand where the Sabi River was, and there are monster crocodiles in that river. There are huge ones, and I have seen on more than one occasion crocodiles chasing lions off kills in the river. So
Wow.
I don't know, a Sabi River specialty where crocs have no fear, but it is still pretty cool to see because you would have to get the lions to have a big kill by the river for the crocs to actually come out and see it. And there used to be a monster one, and I say monster because he was huge. I don't know why I decided it was a he. I have no way of telling if it was a male or a female. It just felt like it was. And it was one of those that even from across the river, you would like, no, thank you. You can eat the entire buffalo thing. And the lions would run off and then just leave him with the carcass. That's how big he was.
Whoa. But see, when this croc approached the carcass, it almost nobody really reacted. At least I didn't see. Can we watch the clip again?
It could be that they're used to it. I mean, considering the area, I mean, there's obviously like a lot of everybody's got to be careful about what's going on, but it doesn't seem like this is a new thing for either one of them, as you pointed out. No, there's a bit of discomfort. Okay, cool. Yeah. Also, it doesn't look like the biggest of crocodiles.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I still wouldn't mess with it. As a human, I'm sure I would not have the upper hand.
I guess also the lions are not the object of what this croc is seeking. So I suppose if the croc can get to one side and the lions can be on the other, nobody's getting hurt. Looks like they could share at this point.
It is an absurd view, though, isn't it?
I have never seen something like this. So that was super, super cool.
No, it is. It's shocking. I think every time it happens, you're just like, so in what book does it say that this actually happens?
Exactly. Jirel, you would like to know. The lions so you're telling us about this sighting. The lions let the croc eat while they were eating, and it's fascinating. Is it common for croc and lions? I mean, I think we kind of answered it as we were talking now. Now, we don't see it in books. It's the first time I've ever seen it. But why wouldn't it happen, especially if it's happening close to a river and the apex predator that could very easily come and get food as well? And I think there's many instances of that we don't get to see because predators are opportunistic. So we can't say it's common or it's uncommon, but we definitely have seen it.
It happens.
It happens.
Well, it's the same if you think about it, and I'm sure you've seen it as well. How many times we hear about hyenas and leopards being enemies? They'll never, one is after the other all the time. One is waiting for one to drop the kill or to steal the kill back and so on. And actually, more than once have I seen them, I'm not going to say peacefully, but sharing a meal the same way as what we've seen now with the crocodiles and the lions. So I think if there's enough for everybody scavenging, then everybody is a tad more tolerant of somebody else because they're all being sneaky.
Exactly. Zygo, you say vultures cleaned up the bones and they've just left now. Oh, that's nice. So it's been, so we saw it on Tuesday, a couple days, and it took not very long for it to
No,
be
that's very
cleaned
good.
up. Yeah. Tris Vizop, you say in the first moments of the clip with the eland, you think you saw a baby's mouth, and then it retracted when she started to lick herself. You're not sure what's happening. Could be wrong fetal presentation with the front legs bent. Maybe. It could be. I mean, I still don't think she was pregnant. She didn't look heavy enough. And strangely, she didn't look distressed enough. But I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to describe it in a more like factual way. But usually when I see a pregnant antelope, there's like a level of um, what looks like a little bit of distress, but not panic, but this sort of like a little bit of shaky, moving, distracted. And I wasn't seeing too much of that, but just for up, it could be. And maybe we'll be lucky and we'll see her again on the cameras and we'll be able to tell. April Owl, you say you don't want a crocodile creeping up in the back of you. Best get out of the way. That is some really, really great advice right there. Honestly, some great advice. Kennedy Ann, you said apparently the lions haven't heard the song "Never Smile at a Crocodile." I think they did. They were they looked very solemn. They moved aside and they said, go ahead, buddy, have a bite. We don't want to be in your jaws." Anyway, back to the same kill, but somebody else makes an appearance this time. Oh yeah, cash, very cash.
There's always a rando that walks past. Like, oh, what you guys doing here? How's dinner going?
What's that smell? It's also so interesting that sometimes uh, with a lot of the large herbivores like hippos, rhinos, elephants, they can get very irritated at some animal for no reason. And then at other times when you would think that they may perceive some threat or smell a carcass and hear the feasting of lions, doesn't bother them. They've got their grass, they're happily doing what they're doing, and the lions are happily doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, they're not really bothered by each other, are they?
Yeah.
I think it's
A
also
little
a
bit of
matter
a
of experience. An older hippo would know that the lions are busy. Does it really matter?
yes, that's that point.
I think that was just some simple. He was even bored by the lions. This is very brave.
Yeah, it didn't even look like a display yawn. It looked very much like I think I'm a little tired. Want to stretch my jaw? That's a little bit more like it.
Could be also that the lions managed to bring down the hippo where the buffalo where the hippo sleeps. So maybe the hippo's just a bit annoyed at them.
That's true. And actually, now that you say that, I have seen hippos and buffaloes having a nap along this river, sometimes quite close to each other. So maybe that is his sleeping spot. Or close
You
to
never
his.
know.
True.
I am going to say though that unfortunately I do have to say goodbye to everyone. I have to jump off today's drive a little bit earlier than usual, but I'm sure Trish will make me proud this time around.
Yes, I will.
So it was lovely having you all, and I'm very happy that I was here for the lion clips. But Trish, I'm sure you can take it from here. Bye, everyone.
Got you. Bye, Ellie. Drive safe. Oh, it's just all of you and I now. Anyway, Kennedy and oh, we already went Kennedy and okay. Last clip together. This one, it's an elephant that walks towards a hippo. You know, we were just talking about animals interacting with each other. Let's see how it goes. This one's at Timber Plains. See, we can have situations like this, and where an elephant from so far away will specifically walk towards another animal, possibly to bother it. Whereas that hippo coming towards the lions there at Kruger not bothered. I love seeing hippos out of the water like this as well. Oh, shame. I feel like maybe they didn't. Maybe the elephant didn't even want any trouble. But the hippos weren't going to chance it, I suppose. I've seen altercations. Sorry, I'm leaning forward as I watch the clips. I've seen altercations between hippos and elephants before, but usually between elephant bulls. So that looked like an elephant bull as well. But elephant bulls will get into the water and then they will thrash around and they will drink and all that kind of thing, and then they have fun. So I've seen an elephant where they're full body is inside. They're going for a swim, but unfortunately, the dominant male hippo in the area doesn't really like it. And so then he'll also be thrashing around and he'll be displaying his mouth by opening his jaws widely and moving his head around. And the elephant doesn't really seem to care, but the hippo is a little bit more sensitive to the presence of the elephant. But we must also keep in mind that for the hippo, the water is their only point of safety. So once something comes into the water, it is an intrusion on the hippo's space, its space of safety. And in fact, the majority of the attacks or any kind of incidents that happen with hippos and humans usually happen because somebody gets in between a hippo and their place of safety. So if a hippo can clearly go into the water where it feels safe and unthreatened, it will do that. It will specifically come after you if it has a clear path to its safety. So most of that that we hear about any incidences with hippos and humans, it's because humans have unfortunately gotten in the way of hippos and the water. Tris Visop. Oh, great. So Tris is a vet. And Tris, didn't you also tell us the last time that the eland had a oh no, it was the elephant that had a prolapsed vagina, and you were also helping us out. Thank you very much. But you say that when the gestational sac breaks and the fluid leaks away or is absorbed, the belly size can be significantly reduced. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, maybe. Maybe. I wonder if we can go back and have a look at that clip again, Kirst. Can we? And then, Kauru, I will get to your question. Let's just have a look again here. So, like, her legs look very uncomfortable. If you look at her back legs compared to the one on the right, it looks uncomfortable. Oh, I see what you mean when you're talking about maybe you saw the baby's mouth there, Trisvisa. Kind of there. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, I'm not convinced yet, but definitely is a possibility. And I feel like it's, especially now that you've told us that when that gestational sac bursts, then it can significantly reduce the size of the belly. So, I mean, maybe we've gotta wait and see. Before we say goodbye, Kauru, you'd like to know, will the bones from the carcass, talking now about that lion, be useful to any other animals or will it just lay there? It will be useful. So, apart from the vultures coming through and cleaning, then you're going to have insects coming through. You're going to have flies laying larvae. You're going to have a whole lot of insects coming through and decomposing the little bits of flesh even further. And then you're going to have animals like horn moths coming and depositing their larvae into the bone, and then the larvae will chew on the bone, defecate, and you get these like long bits, kind of looks like little, I don't know, bits of thick spaghetti on the horns. So they'll make use of it. And then other animals that want to supplement their calcium intake and their phosphorus intake, they will chew on those bones, but that usually happens at a later stage once the bones have been out for a little bit longer. And eventually those bones will fully decay. Bacteria will settle in, fungus will settle in, lichen, moss, things, all the moisture will start to really break those bones down. Plants as well start to break down those bones, fungus, and all that nutrients will be returned back into the soil. A very important thing as well. Not an inch of that gets wasted. Nothing ever really gets wasted because there's always another use for it. It's the same if I die in the bush. Same thing. Decomposition will take hold, and all of me will return back into the earth and will supplement the nutrients of every other thing that grows or eats from something that grows out of my bones. Lovely thought. But I suppose we all have to go sometime. Anyway, speaking of going, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We had some lovely clips, and we also had some lovely discussions. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, Tristasop, especially for bringing your vetty knowledge to the table. All right, thank you, everybody, and bye for now.